Faster from Manic Street Preachers from their 94 album called The Holy Bible, which, interestingly enough, their lead singer, Richie Edwards, would disappear and was never seen again. That's now been over 15 plus years. That story, of course, was kind of overshadowed here in the States because it surrounded, I believe, came around the time of the death of Kurt Cobain. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now into hour number 2 of episode 184 from Media Monarchy. My name's James Evan Pilato. I'm your host and webmaster of the site and show at MediaMonarchy.com, broadcasting live to you, as always, from the Portland Radio Authority, PRAradio.org. And again, huge thanks to ZeroPointRadio.com, RevereRadio.net, FROlympia.org, BerkeleyLiberationRadio.net, OneSkyRadio.com, and Radio23.org, making the high-quality downloads available for you. Subscribe to feeds.feedburner.com/Media Monarchy HD, and you'll get the high-quality episodes suitable for rebroadcast on your own alternative media outlet. So it's time for massive and massively disturbing police state updates. Wake and find we're living in Oceania. And of course, our Manic Street Preachers song there opened with a sample from the film version of 1984, the one starring John Hurt with the Eurythmics soundtrack. We're going to start, amazingly enough, with an article from Time magazine written by Adam Cohen, and it's posted on Yahoo. So this is no small bit of indie news. This is coming right from mainstream media's mouth. The government's new right to track your every move with GPS. Government agents can sneak onto your property in the middle of the night, put a GPS device on the bottom of your car, and keep track of everywhere you go. This doesn't violate your Fourth Amendment rights because you don't have any reasonable expectation of privacy in your own driveway, and no reasonable expectation that the government isn't tracking your movements. That's the bizarre and scary rule that now applies in California and 8 other Western states, unfortunately, including Oregon, as we shall see in just a moment. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit, I believe we just mentioned them, which covers this vast jurisdiction, recently decided the government can monitor you this way virtually any time at once with no need for a search warrant. It's a dangerous decision, one that, as the dissenting judges warned, could turn America into the sort of totalitarian state imagined by George Orwell. It's particularly offensive because the judges added insult to injury with some shocking class bias. The little personal privacy that still exists, the court suggested, should belong mainly to the rich. This case began in 2007 when the Drug Enforcement Administration agents decided to monitor Juan Pineda Moreno, an Oregon resident who they suspected was growing marijuana. They snuck onto his property in the middle of the night and found his Jeep in the driveway a few feet from his trailer home. Then they attached a GPS global positioning system tracking device to the vehicle's underside. After Pineda Moreno challenged the DEA's actions, a 3-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit ruled in January that it was all perfectly legal. More disturbingly, a larger group of judges on the circuit who were subsequently asked to reconsider the ruling decided this month to let it stand. Pineda Moreno has pleaded guilty conditionally to conspiracy to manufacture marijuana and manufacturing marijuana while appealing the denial of his motion to suppress evidence obtained with the help of GPS. Of course, some of these go back to being Ronald Reagan appointees. But if we jump down to the last couple paragraphs, in these highly partisan times, in this fake left-right paradigm, again, the faces change and sometimes the R changes to a D, but the agenda rolls forward. GPS monitoring is a subject that is both conservatives and liberals worried. The U.S. Court of Appeals for D.C. Circuit pro-privacy ruling was unanimous, decided by judges appointed by Reagan, Bush II, and Clinton. Plenty of liberals have objected to this kind of spying, but it is the conservative Chief Judge Kaczynski who's done so most passionately, saying, quote, 1984 may have come a bit later than predicted, but it's here at last. Someday, soon, we may wake up and find we're living in Oceania, invoking Orwell's totalitarian dystopia where privacy is non-existent. Is that what we're heading for? The boot on the face of humanity forever. We've kind of openly speculated here that the two main handbooks of predictive programming, 1984 and Brave New World, sort of offered to us by the elites. Would you like Brave New World or would you like 1984? You're going to get one. And it gets even worse and worse and worse. An article from Andy Greenberg on Forbes.com. Again, grabbing this from mainstream, mainline outlets, corporate media. Full body scan technology deployed in street roving vans. As the privacy controversy around full body security scans begins to simmer, it's worth noting that courthouses and airport security checkpoints aren't the only place where backscatter X-ray vision is being deployed. The same technology, capable of seeing through clothes and walls, has also been rolling out on U.S. streets. American Science and Engineering, a company based in Billerica, Massachusetts, has sold U.S. and foreign government agencies more than 500 backscatter X-ray machines mounted in vans that can be driven past neighboring vehicles to see their contents. Joe Rice, vice president of marketing at the company, told Forbes in an interview. While the biggest buyer of AS&E's machines over the last 7 years has been the DoD operations in Afghan Iraq, Reese says law enforcement agencies have also deployed the vans to search for vehicle-based bombs in the U.S. This product is now the largest selling cargo and vehicle inspection system ever. Let's get a clip of the vans in action.
The Z Backscatter Van from American Science and Engineering. From the outside, the ZBV looks like an ordinary delivery van, allowing it to blend in to urban and other landscapes. Yet, as it passes by cars, trucks, containers, and other objects, its unparalleled X-ray screening system provides photo-like images, detecting explosives, weapons, contraband, and stowaways. These images can be immediately analyzed by the operator seated in the ZBV's cab. The ZBV is the perfect screening tool for seaports, military bases, border crossings, checkpoints, and any other locations where illegal material or IEDs can be smuggled in via